Hi, let's look at Titagarh today. Before we start, just look at this headline here. Titagarh Rail stock rises 3% as firm starts exporting traction converters to Italy. Before we begin, this is only for educational purposes. It is not investment advice. I have a bone to pick with such headlines. They're just misleading to the investors. Now, a 3% rise, factually, yes, there is a 3% rise in the stock and so on and so forth. But you're covering Titagarh just after the budget and saying that there is a rise in it, um, as if it's like a significant thing. You're missing the context in it, and which is where I'm trying to bring the context here by this chart. Let's look at this. If you look at Titagarh, right, it is one of the most overbought stocks in the market, along with HUL, HAL, sorry, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. So if you look at the meteoric rise it has had, 2020 January, the stock signals a top formation and then immediately forms a small base, and instead of forming a top, it breaks through that formation and then starts this rally. It's amazing, immense rally. Whoever's invested back then made a lot of money, almost 30 times the money that they invested, 30 times in 4 years. And the fourth year is still running, right? They invested around 40 to 50 rupees. They're turning out returns to about 1700, 1500 to 1700. So even if you consider 1500, that's 30 times the returns, which is more than what it is delivering currently. So obviously an excellent price return ratio. If you look at just the price and go with it, it makes a lot of sense to invest in the stock as well. But at the same time, right, when I'm looking at it analytically, is this the right place to invest in the stock? Titagarh might never come back to these levels, is the mindset that a lot of people have when they're getting into stocks. Even with anything, replace the Titagarh name with anything else, right? So I think that's one of the risks that such headlines drive. They drive people to make the wrong decisions at the wrong places. This is the monthly chart you're looking at. Look at that meteoric rise there. If I show you the daily chart as well, let's zoom out a little first and look at this. Look at this price performance here. Entering here would be nothing but an utterly silly mistake to make, is what I believe. So if you have news or information that benefits you in any way, yeah, I mean, go for it. But at the end of it, right, if you're looking at Titagarh delivering 30 times the returns already, you should always wonder how much more will it deliver going forward. Very little. So if you look at specifically that first year of rise, right, let's proportion this a little and let's talk about proportional return year on year, right? 2020 starts out at 50, ends 2020 at around 58, 59. Slow returns there. Yes, I mean, it's still a lot of money in terms of returns, almost 20% ish, 18 to 20% ish. So 58, 60, let us say it starts off at 2021, ends 2021 at around 90. So almost doubles, about 80% to 85%. Um, then 2022, it starts off at around 90, 95, ends at around 180, 185. So you can see how the returns, the higher returns, rate of return started in 2022, and then 2023 saw a massive scale of returns there. So 180 or 220 odd, it begins there and ends about 1050, 5 times in that one year. And now again at 1050, you see a slight dip here, and then ends around is around 1700 right now, and it's still running, right, 16 to 1700 and still making new levels. Now Titagarh, when you are trying to invest in a stock that's already gone that far, you're better off looking for alternatives, and there are always alternatives in the market. It requires a little research, and that's all. You're better off putting your money in a stock that's at this run, at the beginning of this run, rather than somewhere here and hoping for the best. That is just that is just wishful thinking. It's not going to get you anywhere. So don't fall for headlines. That's my basic message, please. If you look at Titagarh right now, let's talk about support levels for those that are already invested in it and are investing or trading in the short term. I'm not looking at daily or weekly levels. These are long-term levels, and this is where the markets turn. 1766 is where Titagarh's found some form of resistance. Um, this has happened very few times with Titagarh so far, but there's one thing that Titagarh constantly does is come back to its long-term support levels or wait for its long-term support levels to catch up. So even during this meteoric rise, right, there is a constant long-term support level that's been following Titagarh under this. So Titagarh breaks some of its medium-term levels and then comes back to its long-term, stays away from it, and then rallies again, or moves forward again with its own price direction the way it is. So 932 is that level that you really need to watch. If 932 breaks, which is far away, I know, but somebody who's invested at 50 or 70 or 100, 932 is fantastic place to be. Now, I'm not saying it's just going to crash to 932 and then you'll have to make a decision. These levels move up along with the price that's moving forward. So if Titagarh tries to make a turn at 1412, you're better off booking profits if it breaks that. And after a little while, it'll again move up and try and form test all of these resistances. While it does that, these levels also move up to about 1100 to 1200 to 1400 even, and then that signals the end of it, right? But currently there's no end of it. Yes, Titagarh has definitely found a significant resistance at 1766. It's testing 1412 like you're seeing here and trying to hold 1600, and that's a very good price movement. There seems to be some confidence in this stock, which is excellent. At the same time, these are the levels for anybody that's invested in it. So 1766, 1600, 1412, 1158, and 932. These are the levels to watch out for in Titagarh. And please do watch out for such headlines drawing into any stock that's moved even slightly. You'll be investing at the peak of Titagarh. You're better off waiting for a pullback if you're still looking for an entry on the stock. That's Titagarh for today. Thank you for watching.